Okay, so I'm going to wait for some people to join in before I start talking about Brainbuster because I'm excited about Brainbuster. Hey, look, Kevin's here. I think I know him. I think. So I just wanted to get on here and talk about Brainbuster because that's coming up in quick. Yes, hello, Kevin. Pretty sure we've chatted a few times, haven't we? Uh-huh. 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 So yeah, I'm gonna wait for a few people to join in, and then I'm gonna start talking about Brainbuster and like WrestleMania, and y'all can ask me whatever you want. So I mean, ask me whatever you want because I'll chat about it as well. But but anyone that is in here at the moment, just like please, I appreciate a retweet or something, just to tweet about this, so then I can get a few more people in here and I can start talking about Brainbuster for WrestleMania week. How long have I had Twitter? I've had Twitter for years. I can't remember when I exactly got Twitter, but I didn't start really like using Twitter properly until I started the podcast last year. But I've always kind of been around. Oh, Wilfred's here, hello. The brains behind Brainbuster. So I have a bit of a plan for, I guess, my debut on Brainbuster Radio. I am going to do a WrestleMania prediction show for the first my debut on Brainbuster on the Friday. Me and Kev are going to run down WrestleMania and give our predictions for WrestleMania. We're going to have a grand old time for our debut. I'm excited about all of Brainbuster though. What I wanted to kind of come on here and talk about, as you know, you can only say so much in a tweet. But the last 2 or 3 weeks that we've been chatting and you know, working behind the curtains, behind the scenes for Brainbuster, every single one that is involved, every single person that is involved in Brainbuster is just, dang, they are just so passionate about what they do. They love what they love wrestling. We all love wrestling. That's we all want to make this like just the best it can be. We want just the best quality of a collective of great podcasts. Every single one is what I love. Every single day has a different channel. For those of you who don't know, every single day is a different podcast on Brainbuster Radio. You can find it on any kind of podcasting streaming service. Poor choice of words, but anyway, you get your podcast, you'll find Brainbuster Radio. Just go and give them a follow now, and then you'll be all ready for WrestleMania week. We're going to launch April 1st with Omega Luke Wrestling. I've had Luke on my show before, and I'm sure you have seen him around Twitter and his show and stuff like that. He's top stuff. Perfect way to start Brainbuster Radio, in my opinion. So there's that. Of course, we've got Wilfred's going to be with Wilfred Rogers, and I mean, he's just like the brains behind all of this. So he's here in the live thing now. He is a top dude. He understands this, and he started this whole concept of this, and he's got the right team to do this. I'm lucky to be chosen to do Brainbuster Radio. Me and Kevin are very excited about Brainbuster Radio, and the fact that he's allowing us to all be so free, and I'm just really excited to be a part of it, to be honest. I just want it to be WrestleMania week for, of course, WrestleMania and all the events that happen with WrestleMania. And then, of course, just for this lovely opportunity that Wrestling Reverb has we're going to bring all types of different things to Wrestling Reverb. You'll have Reverb Rewind will come into Wrestling Brainbuster Radio. And then just our normal shows, we'll have guests, we'll have all the things. It's just going to be really, really fun. I just am really, really, really excited. Yeah, Fights of the Round Table was the first time I ever chatted with Wilfred, and man, that was a little while ago now, but we had a chat about all different type of things. That was one of the most real podcasts I've ever done. We had a chat about sexism in wrestling, and we had a chat about our experiences with different shows and that we've been to, and just it all was based on wrestling, but more importantly, it was based on life. And that's what I kind of like to talk about. Yeah, Luke's here. Yeah, it was just a really fun show to kind of deal with and be on, and I was really proud that I was on that show. It's where I've chat mainly WWE, but it kind of opened my eyes to some other things as well, which is good because wrestling is wrestling. Whether you like WWE, you like New Japan, you like Ring of Honor, you like Progress, whatever it is, wrestling is at its core. It's wrestling. We all love it. So that's that's what the number one bond is of all of us on Brainbuster is wrestling. But what I've learnt about all the people on Brainbuster is that they're all really good people, from Luke to Wilfred to Queen. The list goes on and on and on. They're just all really good people. So that's really exciting. So Brainbuster is WrestleMania week. Is going to be just some of the best podcasts you'll find on the internet, in my opinion. You have Foul. I mean, how can we hate on Foul? I've been on his show, he's been on my show countless times. Foul's a great dude. And some more stuff with me and Foul coming up very soon. You'll just have to stay posted on his Twitter, because there'll be stuff there. But so WrestleMania week for me is going to be very, very busy. Me and Kev have already discussed that we're going to have probably 3 or 4 shows that week, including, of course, the Brainbuster debut on the Friday. The Friday before WrestleMania, me and Kev will sit down and give you our WrestleMania predictions and chat WrestleMania. We're going to chat some NXT TakeOver New York. We're going to do an NXT TakeOver New York recap. We're probably going to do that the day before because, as you know, WrestleMania week, it's fast. There's shit happening all over the place. So, I mean, yeah, that's going to be fun. What else are we going to do WrestleMania? We're going to do a very special WrestleMania edition of Reverb Rewind. I'll have some choices out soon for that. We're going to chat all things Raw and SmackDown that week, leading into WrestleMania. And then, of course, after WrestleMania, we'll have a WrestleMania recap show. We'll have Raw and SmackDown after WrestleMania to talk about. And then the beauty about pro wrestling is that it all begins again. You just keep going with the cycle. So, I mean, this is the biggest week in wrestling from independent-wise and WWE-wise. There's no bigger time in wrestling than WrestleMania week. I would love one day to go to WrestleMania. I know I've talked to people that have gone to WrestleMania and that have or are going to WrestleMania this year, and I'm not going to lie to you, I'm jealous. I want to go to WrestleMania. Anyone in here, the 6 or so people that are here, have any of you been to WrestleMania or like some form of big wrestling event, whether it's New Japan or whatever? Have any of you kind of been there and experienced it? Because I really want to go. I've been considering next year, but I don't know if I want to go to Tampa. If I go to America, it's probably only ever going to be once in my lifetime. So I want to make sure that I do it right. I would have loved to go this year because it was in the New York, New Jersey area, and that's kind of where I have my sights set. What does my cat want? Where have you been, cat? You have spider webs all over you. Hello there, Mags. Why did I say that like that? I don't know, but I did. It's the morning, so I'm only like an hour off of waking up, so it takes me like 5 or 6 hours to wake up. Okay. But anyway, yes, WrestleMania. Anyone that's been to WrestleMania, anyone that wants to go to WrestleMania, I would really like to go. I want to go to the States one day. It's on my list. I have two main places that I want to go in the world. It's the United States. I have spiderwebs on my finger from a cat. And Canada. I really want to go to Canada. Canada is like... I hear nothing but good things about Canada. So, a little off topic, but yeah, I want to go to Canada. But yeah, WrestleMania. WrestleMania, I don't know what it is. Whether you're a WWE fan or not, WrestleMania is special. It does have a special place in all wrestling fans' hearts and minds. At least in my point of view, it does. Even when a WrestleMania isn't like the best, it's still WrestleMania. It just gets me really excited. This time of year is just from Rumble all the way up to WrestleMania. It's just a really fun time in WWE, and it's a very opinionated time in WWE because a lot of people have their thoughts and their feelings on builds for WrestleMania. Especially this year, there's been a lot of talk about this year's build, especially with the Raw Women's Championship match. I think a lot of people have been a little iffy on that build. I haven't personally. I've enjoyed the build for the most part. There's been a few little things that I haven't really enjoyed, but I've enjoyed it for the most part. Anyone that has followed the build for Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda, what are your opinions on it? Because the beauty of doing these live videos is, as opposed to a podcast, is that I can bounce off of your ideas right now. I can talk to you guys about it, see what kind of chance. If you ever listen to my show and you're like, this little stupid idiot doesn't know what he's talking about, now's your chance. Tell me. The only person that gets to debate me is Kevin. So, if you'll have anything that you're like, I don't agree with this, please, I'm all ears. I love a good debate. Don't mind me. It's lost steam, definitely. I'm not debating that. It has lost steam. That was my one thing. It's a lot. There's a lot going on in this story. It's very complex, and I know that casual fans don't like that. I also know that sometimes less is more, and it was a very simple story to tell, and they decided to take it in a very different route. So, I mean, I understand that. I haven't personally enjoyed it, except for maybe like the Becky injury to the knee thing. I'm not really... That was when I was kind of like, this is a bit much. But I mean, for the most part, I've enjoyed it. But it was a very simple story to tell. Yeah, I agree with you, Mags, because the Kofi story has skyrocketed anything in WWE at the moment. The Kofi story is organic. It's kind of come out of the blue. We weren't like, preparing us for it. It's just kind of surprised us, and it's all within a week. We were like, yep, let's put the Rockets on Kofi Kingston. It's a very simple story. It's very anti kind of authority against him. And it's just a simple story to tell. There is ways to fuck it up, but there's almost not enough time to fuck it up. There's 3 more SmackDowns until WrestleMania. I shouldn't jinx it, but as long as Kofi Kingston is in that match, it's a pretty special moment. Whether he wins or not. I'm not saying he's necessarily going to win at WrestleMania, but whether he wins or not, that place is going to be rocking for Kofi Kingston. And him and Bryan, if it stays one-on-one, it will be a really decent match. You've seen their last little interaction at Elimination Chamber, and it was top-notch. So, I mean, that'll be fun. WrestleMania in a whole will be fun. Styles and Orton is going to be really, really fun. I think people were sleeping on that for a little bit, but this promo on SmackDown, it amped it up. I think that will be really good. I think Miz and Shane have had a very, very good story. There's been nothing too crazy about it. There's been nothing complex about it. It's just it is what it is, and I've enjoyed it for the most part. Here's a question for y'all, because I know a lot of you have all of your opinions on Asuka. What the fuck is Asuka doing at WrestleMania? Because I really don't want that title to be defended in a fucking battle royal. I really don't. It deserves more, and Asuka deserves more, because she is a very good talent. She didn't come here from Japan to be in a battle royal at WrestleMania. She's coming to be in it's the SmackDown Women's Championship. If you want it on the same level as the Raw Women's Championship, the same level as, essentially, the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships are your Universal and WWE Championships. They're on the same level as that if they really want to be equal and whatever. I really hope it's not a triple threat. I hope it's not Mandy and Sonya, because I want some one-on-one matches at WrestleMania. And the Raw Women's title is a triple threat. I don't want the SmackDown Women's title to be a triple threat as well. But then, that being said, there's not really anything else you can do for Asuka other than Mandy and Sonya. Mandy and Asuka did not have a fantastic match at Fastlane, and that's coming from a Mandy Rose fan. I love Mandy Rose, but that match wasn't great, and it was more so on Mandy than it was on Asuka, in my opinion. But the finish was really weird. The finish on SmackDown with Sonya and Mandy was even worse. Those finishes, sometimes, I've stated before, the simple things that work in wrestling, we're not asking you to change. It could have easily just been a distraction gone wrong, and it would have come across much better. It may have not made me so, not against that match, but just kind of like, that wasn't great. The ending really soured it for me. But yeah, I mean, what are you going to do about it, you know? But I don't know. Asuka has a lot to... Listen, there was a little bit of talk about maybe possibly the fact that Lacey Evans may have gotten a chance, but Lacey's not ready for everyone knows how much I love Lacey Evans. I am the biggest Lacey Evans supporter there is, because, go away, Cat. Just because I love Lacey Evans. She's gathered such an opinion on doing so little, and people hate her, and I love that. So, yeah, I'm very much into Lacey Evans, but Lacey and Asuka is, to me, that's not WrestleMania. I'll be fine with it, but it ain't WrestleMania to me. Mags, why do you say that? Why do you think Asuka's been kept in the background? Just because... Cat, please, can you piss off? My cat is so annoying. Of course. What do you expect from me? Lacey Evans. Lacey. I was actually giving a criticism, kind of. Well, I was giving, I don't know. Yeah, meow. She's off the desk now. Piss off, please. She's a real thing. Yeah, I agree, because I've always said protect the brand split. Becky won the Rumble, therefore, yes, don't worry, I love you too, Levi. Becky won the Rumble, so I get the fact that she could be on Raw to challenge for the Raw Women's title. Charlotte's come in from Vince. I understand the story. However, protecting the brand split is a big thing, and when you have two SmackDown girls taking the opportunity for the Raw Women's Championship, and they're the two biggest stars in the SmackDown Women's division, two of the biggest stars on SmackDown, period. But it is a bit odd that they are both going for a Raw title, and there's not a lot left on SmackDown. I don't see Naomi fighting Asuka for the title. Lana, no. The Iconics, no. And I think they're involved with tag team title stuff as well, which I talked about on the latest podcast. Me and Kev had a nice chat about the women's tag team division, because I don't personally think there's enough depth, and that was my concern going into having women's tag team championships, is that there wasn't a lot of depth within it. But I'm still glad they have women's tag team titles. It's just the kind of next progressive step. I don't think they're fighting one-on-one. I think it's going to be, Iconics, Boston Hug, Nairo, Tamina, and Beth and Natty in a multi-team match because WWE love getting everyone on the card. That's my biggest concern, Levi, is Asuka in the Battle Royal. I don't want her to be in the Battle Royal because I'm scared they're going to make the Women's Battle Royal this year for the SmackDown Women's title. And I think Asuka should have a one-on-one match at WrestleMania. You know? Don't mind me, I'm just having my morning coffee, you know? But yeah, that is my biggest concern. I don't want Asuka in the Battle Royal. I know I don't want it, but it's just I have this feeling that it's going to be that, and then someone sketchy is going to win. Like Lacey Evans. The future is fine. It's Saturday over here. Ooh. Look at me, I'm professionally drinking more coffee on camera. I hope my Saturday is good. I have to work later, which I don't want to do. But I hope that is my Saturday is good. My Friday was good. So there's that. How is it talking to someone from the future? On your end, you know? It's not from McDonald's. It's just instant coffee because I'm lazy and I'm not going anywhere. Super Mario Bros. I got this in one of those, you know, like those nerd boxes that you get, those nerd crates that you get sent to your house. I got this shirt in that. I love Super Mario Brothers and Mario and Nintendo and just, I love video games. Video games are just fun. Well, so about that, are you talking about like my Twitch and stuff? Because at the moment, I'm in the process of getting another capture card because my dog literally ate my, he chewed the crap out of it, my capture card. I don't let my dog inside ever, but it was hot, and I quickly ran out of the room to get something, come back, and it was chewed. So I'm streaming from my PS4 at the moment, which is why I'm only playing PS4 games, but I am in the process of getting another capture card so then I can stream everything, because I want to play some PS2, and I want to play some Nintendo, and just everything. So, yeah, I will be on that. But I enjoy playing games on Twitch. Even if there's not many people that join in on my streams, it's just, I don't know, it's just fun. It's just fun to do. Add some more content to my YouTube, and when I'm bored, I'm always playing video games anyway, so I'm like, well, I may as well just chuck it on stream. Yeah, delicious snack for my dog. I was not impressed. I don't know if I'm gonna sing. I don't know if it's in my wheelhouse to sing. Although, I have posted on my Twitter before. If you go back in my archive of tweets, when I was at school, I was in a song where he made an original song. The song is completely trash, but I was one of the singers. I was like 14. I had blonde frosted tips in my hair. It was a whole time. It's not good, but it's on the internet somewhere. I ain't linking it again, but if you find it, so be it. I don't get embarrassed by much. It doesn't really embarrass me. It's just more so, it was a time. I was the lead soloist in that song. And it was very prepubescent, and it was just, it was a whole experience. Little 14-year-old Josh. Damn. But yes, it is linked somewhere on my Twitter. But I ain't reposting it. Maybe I will. Who gives a shit? Maybe after this live stream, I'll relink it. Josh Groban Jr. Oh boy. I can hold a tune, I guess, but I'm not great. I'm not a great singer. I never have, claimed to be that. I used to be able to play the piano, Stone Cold Josh. By God! I used to be able to play the piano quite well, but I haven't played in years. And when you stop playing the piano, it just doesn't work the same. I sat down at a keyboard maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I was like, oh, this is rough. I can't play the piano anymore. Play the Simpsons theme still. That was the first thing I ever learnt to play on the piano, was the Simpsons theme. I don't even watch the Simpsons anymore. Who does watch The Simpsons anymore? Any Simpsons fans in here? Or is that just the thing that people don't really pay attention to anymore? I don't know. Is that controversial in saying? Fuck The Simpsons? Oh. Oh my God, yes. Tarantine, hell yeah. Yeah, older Simpsons, sign me up. I watch them on the loop. But, newer Simpsons, so The Simpsons actually plays before Raw here in Australia at 10:30 in the fucking morning. Anyway, so sometimes I'll turn on Fox 8. That's what our channel's called. I'll chuck it on, and The Simpsons is here. And here's The Simpsons. This chat has gone in a weird direction, and I'm here for it. Sign me up. Give me that tick. I don't know what that was. Sorry. But yeah, older Simpsons, sign me up. But newer Simpsons, I don't know. I'm 23, so I'm still a kid, but I'm not like a teenager. So some of the slang has left me. I don't know. So yeah. Do people still say lit? Lit fam? See, I'm not cool at all. What else do people say? Oofed? Oof? Oof? I say that all the time on stream when I get hit. I'm like, oof? Oof? Lol. I hate when I'm having a conversation with people and people actually say lol out loud. LOL. Lol. I'm not up with lingo. I never really followed a lot of slang. Maybe I do. And maybe I just think I don't, to be one of those people that I don't follow the mainstream slang. But I probably do. There's times when I'm talking to people younger than me and they're saying words and I'm like, huh? Please speak in English. Please speak Australian, mate. You know, mate? Please speak Australian. Should I just go full Aussie for you guys? That is true. Through a message, lol is fine. I'm talking in person. In person, it's just odd. It's just really odd when people just say lol in person. I don't know if anyone has ever experienced people saying lol to you in person, but it's a real time. Anyway, from what I was originally talking about, I was talking about Brainbuster and the fact that I'm very excited for people like Queen and for people like Wilf and Omega Luke, Foul, Mags, WrestleThoughts, no particular angle. Everything on, it's just the perfect group of people. I have just been blown away by the level of commitment that every single person that's involved with Brainbuster has. Everyone wants this to be the best it can be. And what originally drew me to Brainbuster when I made the decision. I was offered from Wilf and I was like, listen, number one, I have the creative freedom to do whatever I want, which is always, I want my show to be still mine and a part of this incredible group of people. I still wanted the show to be creatively what I want. I don't want people telling me, do this, do that, blah, 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 blah. Wilf's not like that. Wilf wants everyone to be their own individual, have their own flavor, to add their own little spice to the collective of podcasting, to Brainbuster Radio. And that is what was the number one thing for me. I was all about that. And then I seen the incredible team that Wolf had put together for Brainbuster, and that was just I've made the right decision. Hasn't even started yet, and I know that I've made the right decision. This is going to be just a really fun experience. And the fact that all of these people are willing to collab with one another and, guest on each other's shows, and they want their input on their shows and stuff like that is just wonderful to me. That is just everyone wants this to be the best, and I can't really state it too much better than that. If you go to Spotify, iTunes, wherever you kind of listen to podcasts, you can subscribe now to Brainbuster Radio. Get you ready for April 1st. WrestleMania week is when we launch. Omega Luke's kicking things off. So, I mean, hell, that's going to be fun. Yeah, Wrestling Reverb is on Fridays, so you'll find me and Kevin every Friday, chatting our usual BS. And, that will be just... I'm really excited about it. But yeah, go to Brainbuster Radio on Spotify and iTunes, wherever you kind of find your podcast. Subscribe now. There is a little preview episode at the moment with Queen and Luke and Wilf, and they give you a little bit of a rundown of everyone on the show, everyone on the on Brainbuster Radio, and give you a little insight of what their shows are about, and just basically we're putting each other over. Basically, that's what it is. Everyone just kind of is just genuinely excited, and we're not like I'm sure some podcasting networks and podcast collectives and places, everyone here, I've noticed, genuinely get along with one another. We all like one another. We all have listened to each other's shows, which is really important. We're not just blowing smoke up each other's asses. We actually genuinely are fans of one another, and we're all very different. We all bring very different spices to Brainbuster Radio, which I think is something that not a lot of other places do, is that they're kind of one of the same. They have their own little shtick and they stick to it, which is fine. Any network or collective can do that. But here is every single day from Monday all the way through to Sunday, you'll find a different kind of flavor that you like. It's like every flavor of ice cream, basically. And it all just rubbles into one, and we all want the best for one another. And you'll hear our voices on other days because we'll be guesting on each other's shows, and anyone that's from Brainbuster at the moment in the chat at the moment as well. Anytime you want to come on Wrestling Reverb, you just tell me, and we'll work it out. Sprinkles. Do you want to be Sprinkles? Do you want to be the nice little sprinkle on top there, Wolf? But yeah, anyone on Brainbuster that anyone wants to come on, or anybody here that wants to come on Wrestling Reverb, I'm pretty open to having people on Brainbuster. To having people on Wrestling Reverb, I should say. Right now. I mean, come on now, Wilf. I'm always open to it, as long as you're not a complete jerk off. I'm pretty fine. Although I'm a bit of a jerk off, so that's alright. Yeah, the work ethic from these guys and ladies, are just top. Like, they're just, everyone is just pushing each other and supporting each other and making this better and better and better. We all want the best for each one of our shows. First and foremost, we all want our shows to be great, and we want it to be top quality and blah, blah, blah. But everyone wants everyone else to be better than them, and that's something that you don't find a lot in life. You don't have people always supporting you, or people are putting you down, or whatever it may be. But here, it's not the case. I've had beautiful interactions with every single one of these people, so it's a wonderful thing, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But WrestleMania week is going to be huge for Brainbuster. It's going to be huge for Wrestling Reverb. I've kind of gone over everyone that's on this from Monday to Sunday. Wolf definitely does know how to pick them. He's picked the perfect group of people. There really couldn't be a better group than the one that we're all involved with. It makes me want to do it justice, because I want to make sure that Wrestling Reverb brings the right kind of style to Brainbuster, and obviously I've done something right for Wolf to consider having me and Kevin on. Brainbuster, so I mean that's a positive. I was listening to before the kind of snippet kind of showed a little preview, a little bit of a small taste of what's to come on Brainbuster, and from every show, Wilf had a different reason of why he was bringing them to Brainbuster, and that really just, if I wasn't sold already, which I was, I completely and 100,000% am now. From Omega Luke, because of his fantasy booking stuff and all his interviews and his discussions, Thao he brings his own brand of and own brand and style to covering WWE. He certainly brings a different kind of stuff. Wilf, of course, having his own show on there. He has alright, Queen, no problemo. He brings his own kind of stuff with his interviews and his, his style of shows that he does with, like those revival shows and stuff like that. And then, of course, you've got new shows like Queen's Court. She's going to bring in some other stuff. She's going to have... if you listen to that little preview show they posted today, you'll notice that she's going to bring in a whole different kind of thing. She's going to have a little bit of everything on her show. No particular angle. He covers women's wrestling and other stuff. He just brings a very, very unique and different kind of style to looking at wrestling. I mentioned Thao, and then you have Wrestling Reverb on Fridays, and we bring our own brand of conversation and stuff to wrestling. We like to have some fun, but we also like to, delve deep into some other stuff that's going on in wrestling. We cover WWE. We're the kind of WWE branded kind of deal. We talk about other things going on in wrestling, of course. I'm going to be covering a lot of AEW when that happens, because I'm excited as everyone else is for AEW. So that'll be coming up. And then Saturdays, you've got Mags with the Badlands podcast, Mount Rushmore. Go to that, everyone, yes, go to that link, because, you can't, but yeah, go to that, because you can subscribe, and you can, everything that I'm blabbering on about, you can hear for yourself. And go to subscribe to all of these guys' shows, because they're all top quality. Anyway, Mount Rushmore stuff. A lot of people have tried Mount Rushmore podcast, I've noticed, because I was kind of searching around the other day, and for whatever reason, it just didn't happen. It just didn't work. But I am 100% behind Mags attempting this, because he only goes in, if he does something, he only does it full force. He does it the best. And I know this is going to be a great idea. It's going to be a lot of fun with his first episode and stuff like that. So I'm not going to give any spoilers, don't worry. But yeah, he's going to have fun. And then, of course, Wrestle Thoughts podcast on Sundays, and those boys are so fun. I listen to their show all the time. So they bring their own kind of style to Brainbuster. It's just a really good group. And a lot of people have been tweeting at me and stuff like that. I have said before, but this is kind of what my deal is. Wiv has been very open about the fact that yes, so flipping good at Twitter. I am jealous of the Twitter game. What Wilf has been very open to is that you're still going to hear Wrestling Reverb 2 or 3 times a week. It's not, don't worry, I'm not cutting back my show in any way, because that was the first question I had for Wilf is, am I still allowed to upload whenever I kind of feel like? And of course, I'm allowed to upload any other episode I want, but on Fridays, the only place you're going to find Wrestling Reverb is Brainbuster Radio. You're going to have to subscribe to Brainbuster Radio. On Fridays, as you know, I do a lot of Reverb Rewinds. I do a lot of prediction shows on Fridays, because it's leading into a pay-per-view. It's the perfect day for Kev and I to have us on Brainbuster Radio. A lot of the big shows will be on Brainbuster Radio. That's where you're going to find the essence of Wrestling Reverb. You're still going to hear us every day on Raw Day, whether it's before or after Raw, because the time zones are changing with daylight savings and stuff, so we're still deciding whether we want to record before Raw or after, but Raw Day, you'll still hear us every week, but that will be more of a recap kind of deal. We're used to recapping pay-per-views and Raws and stuff like that. More of a chit-chat show. On Fridays, when you have Wrestling Reverb on Brainbuster Radio, that's when you're going to hear the big stuff. Of course, as I said before, a WrestleMania prediction show is our first, is our debut show for Brainbuster Radio. So me and Kev, it's the perfect way to introduce you to how we look at wrestling, because we can run down the whole card, we can give you our thoughts and our thing on the build, because it's still 3 weeks until WrestleMania. But it's all fast approaching. It's going like boom, boom, boom. Me and Kev have nothing but excitement for the first episode. But yeah, you're still going to hear Wrestling Reverb on my, where you find it now. But please, I beg of you, Brainbuster, go and subscribe on any platform that you find Brainbuster Radio, any platform that you listen to podcasts, you will find us. And not only do you get us on Fridays, every other day, if you, for some reason, haven't listened to any of the shows on Brainbuster, like I mentioned before, you're kind of sleeping on them. You should be going and listening to all these guys and girls, because they're very, very good at what they do. It's not just like, the perfect thing about Brainbuster is it's a global kind of deal. You got people from the UK, Australia, the United States. It's literally from one end of the world to the other. So I mean, you've got to appreciate that and stuff like that. But for anyone in here, is there anything you want to ask me, whether it's about Brainbuster, whether it's about wrestling, whatever the fuck you want to talk about, I'll talk about. Far away, because I of course welcome any kind of question, whether it's about wrestling or not. I don't care. Whether it's about Brainbuster or not, I don't care. Whatever you want to ask me. If you want to know what my favorite color is, I'll tell you. Please don't ask that though. But whatever you want to talk about, I'm here. I've got time to spare. I've got time to kill. I'm all ears. And if not, I don't care. I'll keep blabbering on. I can talk for hours and hours and hours. I host a podcast, for God's sakes. I've got to be able to talk. So I can talk. Max. I knew you were gonna. My favorite color is green. Or purple. It might actually be purple. It's green or purple. I'm indecisive. It's green or purple. I can't decide. I really like green and I really like purple. My dream is to have a dark green car. I know. Miss Lippy drives a green car. That's a Billy Madison joke. Man, Adam Sandler movies, haven't they gone downhill? Am I right? I'm swallowing like something else. I'm like, ugh. I'm really thirsty. Achievable dreams. Any dream is achievable, Mags. You just gotta really work for it, Considering the fact that I'm without a car at the moment is not fun. My car broke down. It's been months. It's not a fun time. But I'm walking everywhere, so hey, not the worst. Put the earphones in, listen to some tunes. It's fun. Basically, I just listen to Lacey Evans' theme all the way to work. I'm kidding, kind of. Mags, I just realised, you're in fact the only one still here. So, I'm going to chat for a little bit longer. But if you want to leave, don't feel obligated to stay. Look at all my shit back here. I got so much stuff back here. So this is my wrestling room. It's like where I record the podcast and that. I got all like wrestling games and DVDs and like little wrestling things. There's my Bailey buddy. I have a Bailey buddy. I got it in a WWE Slam crate. I got all my pop vinyls and that over here. Look at this. Got some pop vinyls, a whole bunch of wrestling shirts. I got like an old poster and that down there. This is just where I record. So yeah. Look at all these. Look at all this shit. I got like a beanie. I got like a New Day thing. I got that at Super Showdown. No, did I get that at Super Showdown? Yeah, some people don't. I have a lot of merch. I have like 60 WWE shirts over there from all the years and stuff like that. I have like 15 pop vinyls. I got a heap of like old wrestling games, DVDs when we used to buy DVDs. Books. I have WWE books. Yeah, like look at this. So I got like a Bucks one and a Hardy Boys one. I got an Eva Marie. Look at this. That I got as a gift. I got a Brie Bella, a Nikki Bella, AJ Styles. I got a Rousey. I got some of these as well. Like, look at all my Brainbuster stickers and Wilfred stickers and stuff like that. These ones fell down. I got like a Hogan. Put them back up. I got a Taker. Oh, Jesus. Oh no. Oh no. I'll put him up here if he wants to stay. And I got a Punk. Punk's down here too. But yeah, that's basically all of them. Oh, I got a Sasha and a Bliss. I didn't show you them. And then I got all this stuff. I got like books. AJ's and Brian's. They're good books. You should read them. And then I just got some other stuff. I got this in a slam crate. It's a WWE freaking bum bag. Or fanny pack as you would call them in America. But they're bum bags here. What else have I got down here? I had a heap of old DVDs. I got... when we used to watch DVDs, all my WrestleMania ones and that. Heap of old games. Bailey Bear. My Super Showdown book. That cost me like $30 and all it is it's just a program with a bunch of pictures, but I had to get it. Encyclopedia. I used to collect WWE magazines when I was like way kid. Oh no. Dropping everything. Yeah, I used to collect like WWE magazines and stuff like that. I got a heap of them. I got a heap of merch and then all my shirts. I mean, I got that for keepsakes when I went to Super Showdown. Super Showdown has been coming up a lot for me lately. I don't know why. This is probably my pride and joy. I'll show you this. I have my iconic shirt, of course, with cat fur all over it. But it's got the Australian flag in my pride and joy. I had to get that shirt. All those shirts at Super Showdown cost me a lot of money. I bought like 5 shirts when I was there. I spent like $500 at the merch site for Super Showdown. I bought like 4 or 5 shirts. They were like $55 each. Yeah. And then I bought like that New Day foam finger down there. I'll get it. I bought this New Day foam finger. I don't know fucking why, but I got it. That was like $20. Yeah, Australian dollars are so much more expensive. Like WWE shop at the moment, so it's like, what, $25 a t-shirt in the US? It's $42 here. The exchange rate is terrible. Then shipping on top of that is like $20. But at the Super Showdown, I got this. And then I got like the Super Showdown book, which cost me like $30. I bought 2 shirts, one for my sister and for my sister's boyfriend, as their birthdays are like 1 day apart. I bought them birthday presents because it was in October. So I bought them birthday presents, and I think the grand total was like $490 or something like that. I was like, ugh. I put that on the card. But yeah, it was a lot. But like, why would I get this? Why? I don't know. But I enjoyed it, you know? It is what it is. But I don't regret it, for the most part. What did I get? I got like a Finn shirt. I hadn't had a Finn Balor shirt, so I got one of them. I got that iconic shirt. I got a Super Showdown shirt. And I got a Ronda Rousey shirt. What else did I get? And I think I bought like a Shield shirt and a Jeff Hardy shirt for my sister and her boyfriend, because that's what they like. But yeah, it was expensive. Those tickets for Super Showdown in general were expensive. They were really expensive. Like, really expensive. Like, I was in not the floor section, but like the elevated seating the next up, and I was in like, maybe like midway through that, and it was still like $300. The floor seating was like $800 to like $1,200 between that. The VIP, which was like meet and greet and meet and greet, like a chair, like front row or front 3 rows. The VIP got let in before was like $2,000. It was expensive. I still wanted to do it, and I was still considering it, but I went with my sister and her boyfriend, like I said, and they did not have the money to do so. I didn't really have the money to do so, but I was still going to consider doing it. If WWE come back for another international show this year, I'm going to probably go ringside, because that experience was like nothing else. Because we never had a pay-per-view here, or at least in my time, where I was, old enough to actually do this on my own and go on my own. We had Global Warning back in like 2002, but I was like 8. So, or like 7 even. So it was a fair way away from us. Like Melbourne is like 15 hours away from us. Yes, and it's Melbourne. To all those Americans that say Melbourne, it's not Melbourne. It's spelt Melbourne, but it's pronounced Melbourne. Melbourne. When WWE say it on the screen at Super Showdown, because I've watched Super Showdown, and the commentators like Michael Cole, Renee Young, Corey Graves, they all said Melbourne. It's Melbourne, guys. Just say Melbourne. Just pronounce it like bin. Melbourne. You're fine. Do people in the UK say Melbourne? I don't feel like they do. They say Melbourne. I'm still wearing this. It's Melbourne. But anyway, it's like 15 hours-ish away from me. Yes, because people say like, I'm going to botch this if I say Norwich wrong. Is it Norwich or is it Norwich? I'm not sure. I always say it wrong. Where Paige is from. I can never pronounce it right. Well, that's exciting. Norwich. Okay. I will say it like Norwich. And then I'm good. Norwich. Better? But yes, it's Melbourne. I'm pretty sure people from your neck of the woods say Melbourne like I do. You don't say Melbourne, do you? Please don't tell me you say Melbourne. If you are saying Melbourne, stop it. I'm not even from Melbourne, but I love Melbourne. Melbourne's a great city. If I was going to move to a big city, I'd move to Melbourne. It's quite a little while. Yeah, see, that's fine. Not Melbourne, though. Americans say Melbourne. Just between me and you, because you're the only one still here. So I can say it. But why do Americans do that? But yeah, I'd love to move to Melbourne if I was going to move to a city. I'm not really a big city guy. I don't think I could live in the city. Yeah. But I would like to, if I was going to move to the city. Americans, yeah. I think they look at the way things are spelt more than things are pronounced, and they just pronounce it like they're spelt, which is fair. It is spelt Melbourne, but it's not Melbourne. But, anyway, yeah, my closest city, I don't know if you've ever heard of this place, Mags. Have you ever heard of Adelaide? It's in South Australia. I'm like right down the bottom of Australia. If you look on the Australian map, on the map, you look at Australia. At the bottom of the map, there's this little like kick off the very bottom. It's like a little leg. I'm on that leg. That's where I am in Australia. Very close to the beach. The beach is like 15 minutes away, but I hate the beach. I'm not a beach guy. I'm not a summer guy. I'm a winter lad. I like winter. I like it cold. It doesn't get that cold here, to be honest with you. It really doesn't get very cold. It doesn't snow, nothing like that. But yeah, I'm right down the bottom of Australia, right on the little leg. You'll find me. I'm in a little place called Kadina. It's about an hour away from our state's capital of Adelaide. But I know that like Adelaide and Melbourne have been in those like most livable cities in the world kind of deal. I don't really agree with Adelaide being in there. Adelaide's a bit of a hole. I go to Adelaide just because it's close. But like we don't get anything big in South Australia. We don't get like when like, for example, like concerts and stuff like, music superstars. If they come to Australia, Adelaide usually gets skipped. for the most part. Unless they're just literally going everywhere, Adelaide usually gets skipped. Like all pop stars and that come down here. Adelaide's the one that gets skipped. We don't get, we used to get WWE live events here, but it's not something that we usually get every year. It used to be every other year. Obviously last year they had Showdown, so they didn't do any live events. But yeah, it's usually Melbourne that gets most of the stuff. Melbourne and Sydney. I've never been to Sydney. Sydney's somewhere I'd like to go eventually, but Sydney kind of scares me. It's very big. That's from what I've heard of. It's very big, and you get lost very easy. Melbourne's pretty good. Melbourne City is in like a square, and once you get to the end of the square, you just kind of keep going around, and you kind of know where you are. Adelaide's very similar to that, so I do like Adelaide in that kind of zone. But here I am just talking about Australia and the cities in Australia. Mags, have you ever thought about coming to Australia? Because I don't know if you'd enjoy it or not, but have you ever travelled overseas? In general, not just to Australia, but anywhere. I want to travel overseas as well. I've never gone overseas. Like I said, I'd love to go to Canada and the States. I'd love to go to England. I'd love to do a lot. But I don't know. It's very expensive. It's a very big process. See? Turkey? That's never somewhere I've thought about going. My friend is going to Bali very soon. For like the 6th time. They're also going to Hong Kong. But, I mean, yeah, I'd love to do... Canada is my main one. I'd love to experience Canada. Who knows if I ever will. One day. I just want to do Mania. That's my main goal. I want to just go to WrestleMania. I've really been considering next year. I really have been. I need to start getting the wheels in motion now if I wanted to go to Mania next year. But, I really do want to do Mania. Oh. At least you started a new job with a lot more responsibility. There's always next year. There's always next year. I'd love to do Mania though. Mania is something that really is just, it is number one on my bucket list of things to do, is Mania. Like I said, I would like to do next year, but I don't know if I want to do Tampa. I don't know. I don't know if Tampa's somewhere I really would ever be interested in going. It's never been somewhere that I've really thought about going in the States. I know I could spend a little bit of time over in the States and actually experience the US, but I would have liked to do this year because, I mean, I really want to go to New York. I want to see it. Of course, you see it all over the television and stuff over the years. New York is a very fancy-dancy place to me, so I'd like to do New York. But Mania is always going to be that. I always want to do Mania. I'd love to do Rumble. Rumble would be an experience that I've never thought about even attempting to do, but I'd love to do Rumble. Mania is my main. Obviously, WrestleMania, you want to experience. I want to experience like Access and Takeover and Hall of Fame, Raw and SmackDown. I want to do the whole 9 yards, you know what I mean? Mania is number one bucket list, but who knows if I'll ever do it. Certainly in these last few years, I've really been focusing on nailing it down and wanting to do WrestleMania, etc., etc. Yeah. Anyway, I guess as I've kind of covered everything I wanted to with Brainbuster, got my point across there. But anything else you want to chat about? If not, probably gonna leave. But hey, like I said, I got time to kill. If you want to chat about something else, I'm all ears. Yeah. Well then, if no one wants to chat about anything else, I'm signing off. I like doing these. I don't know why. It's just fun to just get my opinions out, I guess. I will catch you guys later, and go subscribe to Brainbuster. Peace.